With Beast Games, I had no idea what I was walking into. You don't know what's happening. We could be days without knowing what's going on. There's a lot of craziness. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
So this is where my instructor crashed this into the hanger wall. You decide if you want to put this in or not, because you were especially dear to my heart. I didn't mean to make you feel betrayed. It just was like a desperate moment. I want to show people that you can do anything you want at any age. And I'm a testament of it. I'm just a normal person. You know what? I'm just going to go for it.
Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Behind the Beast, where we get to know about the contestants on Beast Games Season 2, Strong vs. Smart.
My name is Smey. I am the founder of Whiskey Foxtrot Aviation Flight School, which we're sitting in right now. I'm also a life coach, which is something that's extra special to me, being 60 years old. I have a lot of life experience, and being able to help others with their struggles really makes a big difference, and it's very rewarding to me. My number was 91 for Beast Games.
Team Smart.
Yeah, go Smart. We were pointing at our brains all the time. We're
all the time.
Team Smart.
They're like, do smart actions.
Yeah.
So I had to think of something.
Take your glasses.
So we're currently on site of the flight school that you founded.
Yes.
So what inspired you to want to learn how to fly and then later pass on that knowledge to other people?
So I'm a very daring person. I'm always bored, always looking for another adventure. So just like Beast Games. So I kept trying to think of what is it that I could do in my retirement years that I can maybe make money and still have a thrill, a different day every day, because in flying, it's a different day every day. So I started my flight training. With that, I decided to buy my own plane, and it just started a flight school. One of my instructors said, if you got a plane, I can bring you students. And I started with one instructor, one student, built this flight school up to be very popular out in my area, very successful. One of the things that was important to me is that flight training is so expensive.
Sure.
So I made it my point and my plan to keep the prices and the costs as low as possible, barely making any money, but wanting to be able to have people who are normal, everyday people, or parents that want their kids to experience this and maybe move into the airlines to be able to afford it, because it's really crazy how expensive this is.
That's so nice.
Yeah, it was. And one of the things that stuck with me is I'll never for the rest of my life forget my first instructor. I'll never forget my first flight school. And knowing that, I wanted this flight school to be something that could help people to achieve their dreams, whether it's just becoming a private pilot and learning how to fly because it's something they wanted to do their whole lives, or being young children who want this to be their career, and I'm the stepping stone for them, as well as my instructors. Like, I know my instructors, to this day, I still get phone calls from my instructors saying, thank you for giving me, believing in me, and giving me this opportunity to be an instructor and start my aviation journey.
I love that. And how long have you been doing your flight school?
The flight school's been probably 6 years.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't really remember exactly, so don't quote me on it.
Sure.
I would say probably it's been probably at least 6 years.
Perfect. That's awesome.
When I first started, I didn't have a website. It was just me in this hangar with my one airplane. I had the office upstairs, and and then it just built, and I started getting phone calls or people, word of mouth, I guess. And before I knew it, I was just blowing up.
Especially like in a smaller area, word of mouth is like very important. So.
It is, and that's the thing, is that as you see, we're pretty far off into the boonies. So and you can only get people that live local. Yeah. So that's the hard thing. I'm not in this metropolitan area where you've got a huge city with thousands upon thousands of people. It's a small area that people are willing to travel to. So the fact that I'm so far out in the boonies, and the fact that I'm such a small little mama pop type flight school, I'm really proud of what I accomplished.
I'm glad it worked out for you.
Thank you.
Awesome. Obviously, teaching students how to fly seems to be pretty chaotic. Are there any like reality TV worthy moments from your students that you've taught in the past?
So it's funny you say that, because I actually had a reality TV production company contact me, and they wanted to do a reality show with my flight school.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And all of my students were into it. Everyone was into it. And the more I thought about it, the more I realized that I didn't know how much they were going to learn when they know they're being filmed.
Sure.
And we all know how you might be a little bit different when you are being filmed. And my thought is, being the parents that are paying these bills, as much as it's exciting for the kids and adults too, but I felt it might not be the right fit. Plus, you never know. There's a lot of close calls.
Yeah.
There's when someone's learning how to land in a crosswind, it's scary as hell.
Yeah.
And so I was really torn because there's some crazy stuff that has happened. One funny thing, which you decide if you want to put this in or not, because is I have done a lot. Okay, you definitely have to let me know if you want to put this in.
Okay.
I've done a lot of flights where someone has passed away and they want their ashes to be poured over mountains or a certain lake or a certain region, certain area. I've done this a lot. And what we do is we take 2 planes up. We have the grieving family in one plane with the ashes, and then we have another plane that follows to the side. And actually, we do a beautiful video for the family. They're pouring the ashes. The first time we did this, now we're aware of it, but the first time we did this, we came down. The family was so thrilled, and I made them a beautiful video. We didn't realize in the damp moisture that the ashes would all stick to the plane.
Oh no.
So we would have to spend like 2 hours afterwards cleaning the ashes off the plane.
Oh.
So I mean, that's like so I don't know if you're, but like that, I mean, it's weird and it's like it's crazy, but we've had there's a lot of crazy things happening, but
you wouldn't even think about that.
You don't think about it, but like literally the whole side of the plane that the window is, and they're pouring the ashes. That whole side of the plane is white.
Wow.
With ashes, and it's weird when the instructors are like, "Oh my God, we have to clean this."
Yeah.
So that's something that you can decide if you want to put that in.
Yeah.
We've had other instances. Like I showed you a bird strike. There's a lot of funny things, but it's more like this airport is a non-towered airport, and I chose a non-towered airport because it's so stressful when you first start learning how to fly. That speaking to tower on top of flying and taking off is very stressful.
Sure.
So I figured I would come to an airport that has no tower, so you can basically you take off, and you're only focusing on taking off and going north or going south or whatever it is, and not focusing on talking to ATC. But with this airport, we're so far off that we have some of the old timers that don't listen to the radios. They don't look at the weather or the winds, and they're always, no matter what, landing on runway 35 when they really should be landing on 17. So what that means is if everyone's coming in this way, because once one person announces I'm landing runway 17, everyone else follows, and we do pattern, we go down to 17. But you get these old timers that are like, they don't even listen to the radios, and you see them coming into land runway 13 or take off runway 13, and you're taking off 17. So we've had a lot of craziness. There's a lot of craziness of non-towered airport stuff that you have to train the students to be so aware and listening to the radios. And
this is up to you to make.
It's up to us and to make these situational awareness. So there's a lot of craziness that happens. There's a lot of times where when you're doing private pilot, you're learning how to fly. Yeah. And it's all about learning maneuvers that are life-saving maneuvers. Yeah. So we teach the students to do a power on stall. So you're going as fast as you can to go up high, and you stall the plane. Sure. And the plane always yaws to the right. If you're never supposed to take the controls, which is like the steering wheel, and turn left to counteract it, you're supposed to use rudders. But most people, their very first instinct is to turn the steering wheel like you would in a car. Yeah. But what that does is that can put the plane into a spin. So a lot of times, the students will put the plane into a spin without even realizing they're doing it. So there's crazy moments that would be reality show moments that would blow people's minds, but then people would probably never fly again.
That's fair. Yeah.
They're all scary moments in a way, but they're when it has a good outcome, it's all good.
Yeah. Well, all made it at the end of the day. So,
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So obviously a lot of people know you from Survivor,
Mhm.
and on there and even on Beast Games, you have to do a lot of physical challenges. So
Yes.
what do you do to keep up with everyone else around you? Is it like a mental thing? Do you have like a secret workout that you do that makes you stronger than everybody else? Or is it just kind of like a stubbornness endurance thing?
So I am an avid racket sports player.
Nice,
I
okay.
play racquetball probably every day. I'm
Mhm.
a tennis player. I play pickleball. I have a pickleball court in my backyard. So I play a lot of racket sports, which I think helps me with my speed and my endurance.
Nice.
I do gym classes at my gym.
Mhm.
Before going on Survivor, I absolutely trained my rear end off because I knew that would be so physical with Beast Games. I wasn't sure how it was, and I had surgery 14 days before I left for Beast Games, so I wasn't allowed to do anything.
Gotcha.
So that was a little bit of a bummer, but I think it's mental strength as well. It's enjoying the challenge and enjoying like being able to push myself, especially being 60 years old, being able to push myself and keep up with the young kids. It makes me feel really good. And, there's times I can't keep up with them, but I feel like I don't hold people back. And even on Survivor, my whole goal was to not cause my tribe to lose.
Yeah.
And I never did. I held my own, I carried my own. And that's something that, only you can be proud of yourself for that. Like other people can, but it feels so good to be my age, to be people's almost grandma and still be physically fit and ready to kick butt.
Yeah. I'm gonna be honest, whenever you first told me you were 60, I was like, there's no way. Because like you are like generally so out there, and I feel there's a lot of people who just kind of slow down in life and whatnot, and that's not you at all. You keep going, and that's generally amazing.
And thank you. And that's what I find I want to put out there into the world. I want to show people that you can do anything you want at any age. And I'm a testament of it. I'm just a normal person that, I want to live life. And I think that if you can put your life dreams and the passions that you always wanted to do and just say, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. I don't care, and you can do anything. I'm a true testament that you can do anything you want to do at any age. And it's just, it's your own willpower and mental determination to not give up and roll over and be ready for death.
I aspire to be like you whenever
I love you, Brandon.
Going into a game, being around 6 years old, do you feel like there are certain preconceptions people have of you in a negative way? And also going into Beast Games and already having a Survivor background, did you feel like there were negative preconceptions going into that?
So definitely going into Survivor, I was terrified of people knowing my real age. The producers, everyone in casting, everyone knew my real age. But I had told them, I'm going to lie to the cast. Because when your tribe loses and you've got to get rid of one person and you don't really know each other yet, pick the old person. So I lied about my age. I said that I was 45 when I was really 50. I was going to be 59 on the show. And I did everything in 5. So I said I was 49. I said my daughter was 35 and my grandson was 5. So I had all the 5s.
Nice.
It was the only way I could remember to keep it. But I also knew that when you're young and someone says you're 40, you're like, okay, they're my parents' age, they still can be good. But when someone says they're close to 60, they're dead. The young people have them dead and buried and gone. It's just, in my mind, it's a preconceived notion. When I was young and I saw someone was 40, I was like, okay, they're going to be dead soon. So I understood that, and I made it my goal to lie about my age. Even though I didn't look it, I felt like I had to put it in their head, and maybe they think, ooh, she's just had a rough life.
And hey, you got away with it because
I did get away with it.
So, I mean, you said you don't look it. I mean, I think if everyone else agreed, you're like, oh, okay, sure, it must be true.
You know what? I don't think they cared enough to question it.
I guess that's fair as well.
Like if you get a group of people and you're like, okay, well, I'm 28, I'm 74, I'm 35. Nobody even like pays attention and really dissects it. And at that point, I don't think anybody even cared. They just knew I was the old lady.
Fair.
So, and in Beast Games, this Beast Games was not what I was expecting it to be. I thought it was going to be very similar to the first Beast Games. Where it was more chance, it was more, you're standing in the wrong block and you're falling and you're done. Or your row is being knocked out. I didn't expect it to be the way it was. And I don't think age mattered. And I feel like, I mean, maybe it did a little bit, and maybe people didn't want to maybe be in my, have me be on their team because they didn't know me. They just knew I was the older person. But in the same breath, I felt we had a great opportunity to build bonds,
Yeah.
and that's way more strong than anybody a person that you don't know that's like, oh, we don't want her, we don't want
100%.
him, we don't
Yeah,
want
yeah.
him, you know, because I'm very street smart and I'm very savvy and I'm true blue, honest with people, and I care about people, and those connections can bring you far in a game
100%.
compared to people who don't know you
Yeah.
and are just judging you by your age or your size or your shape or anything else.
What were the biggest differences of going on to Beast Games versus Survivor?
So with Survivor, I've watched it my whole life. They have the same theme. You know, you're in a tribe, you're on an island, you've got to survive. You have challenges, you have reward challenges, you have immunity challenges, you vote someone out. That's basically, you know what you're walking into.
Sure.
With Beast Games, I had no idea what I was walking into.
Yeah.
Right? You don't know what's happening. You're thinking this is just going to be a game of chance.
Yeah.
I just went in there telling my family I could be home tomorrow because I thought I'd be wiped out right away.
And it wouldn't even be on you.
Yeah. And that was like the one good thing, but the bummer because you want this experience.
Yeah.
Right? Like I do these things because I want this experience. Life is about the journey. It's not about the end game. Even though like the end game would have been really amazing for both of us.
Yeah.
The journey and the people you meet and the experiences you have, this is what will stay with me forever.
100%.
So that was, Beast Games was scarier because I didn't know what to expect.
And they were very quiet about every single step of the way. They told us nothing.
We knew nothing. We knew nothing, and we just were there just waiting to see what was going to happen. And we could be days without knowing what's going on. And then you'd get the people start assuming what's going to happen and planning their 10 strong and their 10 this and and people thinking they can predict what's going to happen, and not one person was ever right.
Yeah.
The only time we knew we were right was when it was the $1 million bribe.
Yeah.
Because we knew that was eventual.
Unfortunately.
Oh.
That's good.
Yeah.
So you've been very open about your mission about playing for your daughter who has juvenile diabetes. So can you tell us more about that and why that's so important to you?
Well, the one thing that I try not to get emotional because anybody having a child with any type of disease or anything, my heart goes out to them because no one can understand what it's like, the pain you feel for your child when it's your child going through something. And what we went through with her, before she had the diabetes and then going through it and not knowing what was going on. And to this day, my daughter lives with sensors sticking out of her body and tubes coming out of her body. Nobody even knows what life is like with that. And it's heartbreaking to see this. And I just don't want people to forget. And I want people to be aware. And again, there's a lot of other diseases out there that are just as painful, but this is my pain. Yeah. So my pain is sharing the juvenile diabetes and wanting to support them and raise money. And I'm in a huge fundraiser over the edge to help raise money for juvenile diabetes. Yeah. And, you always question whether charities really work.
Sure.
But when Chelsea was first diagnosed, we had to do injections. And then about a year into it, we were able to get one of the big, huge sensors that, you attach to her body. And it was just a disaster, but it was better than giving her shots.
Sure.
But nowadays, at this point, with all of the money raised for juvenile diabetes research and helping them, she actually has what they call of artificial pancreas. And her life is so much better. She still has, the sensor injected into her and tubes coming out of her, but she has an artificial pancreas where now she uses it's like a second cell phone, and it tells her what's going on with her body. It automatically corrects. It's the healthiest she's ever been.
I love that.
So I do believe that the money's going to good use. And so it's important for me to keep this alive, help support people that, especially families who are going through what we went through in the beginning. I've had so many people reach out to me, and I've met so many fans from Survivor that have juvenile diabetes. And, there's a bond with these people that no one can ever understand because it's like we've all been through this. So I will forever want to keep this alive until they come up with a cure. And they're actually, I'm going to keep going for a little bit, is a cure that they're saying that they can do a stem cell infusion and people are being cured.
Oh, wow.
So my goal, once I found out about this at Beast Games, we've been trying to get her into clinical trials where they infuse her pancreas, and there's a chance that she could be cured.
I hope that works
after all these years.
Yeah.
She's 31 now. She was like 9 when she was diagnosed. Amazing. So my goal was to win the money and fly us to the country that does this and possibly cure her.
Yeah,
I didn't get the money.
Hey, but you know, any other shows that won Sue? She's a lovely person. Yeah. Great on Survivor, great on Beast Games, made it far. So I hope you do get the opportunity to do so.
Yeah, we're working on it. And to be honest with you, I met 2 other people on Beast Games who one is married to someone who had juvenile diabetes and another one, her brother. And so we are all working together to get into the trials.
I love that.
To get our loved ones into the trials, to be able to cure them. Praying.
Yeah, hope that works out.
Thank you. Thank you. Pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
It's pretty cool, right?
That's so cool. All right, so we're gonna do a little plane tour with Sue. Okay. That was a great way to start it.
Yeah, exactly. So come on over here. Here's my last airplane I have in my fleet, getting ready to sell it. So unfortunately, we had a bird strike. So I had to take this is called the skin. We had to take the skin off, and we're sending it in to get a new skin made. And this is actually what it looks like inside the wings of the airplane. You can see the different cords that actually raise the flaps in the back.
Oh, yeah.
And then there's lighting for the wingtips. We have LED wingtips here.
Okay, nice.
That
this is a beautiful plane, honestly.
Thank you. Yeah. And here's my logo on my plane.
So how long have you had this plane?
A couple years.
Couple years, okay.
Yeah. You know, you go through them like this is timed out. I have too many. The planes can only have 2,000 hours on it, and you build them. You go through that really quick. So this plane is timed out. I need to put a new engine in here.
How do we even get into this thing?
See my wingtip here. So this is where my instructor crashed this into the hangar wall. So we had to take the whole wingtip off, and this is attached to the LED lights. You can't really see inside here, but this is another damage that I'm having repaired.
Oh yeah, nice. That's so cool.
So when you step up, you put your foot here, there's a handle, and you never step onto here. You have to step up to here.
I may pass the camera to you while I do this.
And I'll video you coming up. Let me just open this.
Do tall people usually fit in?
Yeah, they actually do.
Okay, cool. Okay, we're gonna pass it on. Okay, so we're gonna step on this, handle on this. This is so cool.
Yep. Okay, good.
Is that okay?
Yep.
Okay.
So this part you don't want to stand on because that's a movable part.
Oh, okay. I didn't really.
And then I don't know if you want to hop in first. And this is the fuel tank right here.
Oh, okay, right there.
Both sides.
This is so cool. Okay. Go in. Oh, this is so weird.
You could just sit in that chair. I don't really need to go in. Oh. But this is what the inside of a small trainer airplane looks like.
That's so cool.
So this moves.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And so this moves let me see the phone from it.
Yeah.
That moves the wings.
Oh. So like, does it go down as
that
push?
Lifts you. Yeah. So if you push it, that pushes the wings to force you to go down. And when you want to take off, you're pulling it back to lift off.
That is so cool.
There you go.
That's amazing.
And then look at the flaps on the back side.
Yes.
I don't know if you can see
it. As
so
Sue's moving left and right.
Yeah. So as I'm moving the controls left and right, it's moving.
Oh, that's so
flaps.
Cool.
Yep.
This is awesome.
And then the rudders, on the bottom where your feet are, on the top is the brake, but on the bottom it moves the back fin like a rudder on a boat, sailboat. And the rest is just all instrumentation.
There's so many different,
yeah, it's a little overwhelming.
Oh. So you go through this in your flight school?
So if you look, if you grab one of those things out, those are our checklists. So you'll have like the pre-flight checklist, the pre-takeoff checklist, before takeoff, you have to do this whole checklist.
Oh, that's so cool.
Before you start the engine, you do this checklist and you follow it down. Once you take off, what's this? This is another pre-flight. So you walk around the airplane and you do the pre-flight. This is the emergency. So if you have an emergency, you actually pull this paper out.
I'd be stressed during an emergency to pull paper out.
I mean, I've been in a plane where we ran out of fuel out of one tank. So you don't realize it because I was flying instrument, and so I had these foggles on, and so what that does is it teaches you to not look out. You can't look outside. You can only fly by your instruments.
Sure.
So we were training, and then he said, okay, take your foggles off and we'll head home. And with that, all of a sudden, the plane just died.
Oh, wow.
And I'm like, did you do that? And he goes, no, did you? And I'm like, no. And I threw myself in the back, and we pulled out the checklist.
Dang, okay.
You followed the checklist, and we realized that the one tank we were on, ran out of gas. And so we had to flip it over. On Cessnas, they're high wings. So you never run out of one tank because they both funnel together and come down. But on low wings, you have to physically switch the tank. It's down there. You'll switch the tank from left. Right now, that's on the left tank. And then you switch it to the right tank.
Gosh. Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
So you have the emergency backup. Okay.
Yep.
So the goal is to have both of those filled up at all times. So if anything like that were happening.
You have to, because if you have only fuel on one side, the plane's going to fly lopsided.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah. Here's
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for sharing your plane with me. That was so cool.
I'll get down, and then same thing. You're just going to step. So this is a 4-seater as well. So we can fit 2 passengers back here.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
So usually when we do discovery flights, sometimes a parent will want to ride with their child when they're learning how, first discovery flight, and the parent can come. So it's pretty cool to be.
And you have the little headset, so you can actually hear each other.
Oh yeah, you can't hear each other. You can't hear anything without a headset.
That's so cool.
So want me to take that while you get down
perfect,
too?
Yeah.
And same thing. You're gonna step. You're gonna sort of hold on to this handle, step here, not stepping on here, and we'll get Brandon coming out of an airplane.
Okay.
Good.
Okay. That's
Good
terrifying.
job.
But we were all in a very tough situation whenever we were choosing our teams, and whenever they announced that we had to choose 2 smart people, we were forced to make some very quick decisions. But I want to open up the floor to you and kind of talk about what was going through your mind when we were choosing teams and that announcement was made.
So I feel like you and I made a bond from day one. I felt we were on the same floor. We were on the same limo ride.
We had little party limos that took us to.
So we and we're from New York, or living in New York, and we made a whole bond, I feel like, with our whole floor too. And you from day one kept saying, you trust me. And you knew, I guess more so because people had seen Survivor and they saw that
they knew you were trustworthy.
They knew I'm very loyal. I'm very loyal to people that I love. You were especially dear to my heart, and I always wanted to protect you. Once we went to B City, I felt we sort of separated a little. It didn't mean I looked at you or felt differently with you, but I felt like I really was in with the girls.
Sure. And
I didn't see you around B City much. And when I did, we didn't really spend a lot of quality time together the way I feel like we could have, but in the same breath, there was so much going on. And, I was really bonding with the girls, and, especially Emily. I was very, very, Sasha, all my girls, we just were like this. It was just insane. I've never seen such a great group of women come together and bond. And that may have separated me from a lot of the guys and from the smart guys. And definitely I never really bonded with any of the strong people. There were just too many people and everybody's doing their own things. But when we got to the point, what you're talking about, by then Emily and I had been very, very close. And, and my other girls were gone. And so Emily and I had made a pact together that we were sticking together no matter what. With that, when they said 3 strong and 2 smart, me and her were together. And no matter, we were just standing next to each other, and we were together, and we were just desperate to find smart people. And you were, I think, far back behind me. And I felt like you were okay with your people as well. I felt like you had a bond with your people. So I just... it
just
broke my heart because I felt you felt betrayed by me, and I'm sorry for that, because I didn't mean to make you feel betrayed, and I didn't. And it just was like a desperate moment where we were shocked that they were like, okay, three strong, 2 smart, and go.
Yeah.
And you're just grabbing whoever's sort of next to you.
Yeah.
I felt.
Yeah.
And me and Emily did intentionally always stood together on everything, even get on the bus together. Everything we did together so that we could always be together.
Yeah. And I will say, I think a big part of it was also, like you mentioned earlier, people were assuming how things were going to be. And I kind of like had a team in my mind. It was you, Hannah, and Katie.
Okay.
And y'all were like my top 3 that I was like, okay, I want to try to get on a team with. And then whenever that didn't happen, I started to freak out. And then also Katie and Hannah, they ended up, they were close to each other. So I felt like definitely at that point, quite literally, I was the odd man out in that situation. And again, it was, I think just like psychologically, you tend to go towards people who are most similar to you. And I think that was the one big distinction between me and the rest of the group. So I do think a big part of it, was obviously my fault. I probably should have prepared more.
Yeah, we didn't know, but you never knew what was going on. Sometimes they'd call you together just to tell you something silly, you know, and even like with Hannah and Katie, like me, it was always in our bunk. It was me and Emily together, Hannah and Katie together. So I knew that they'd be okay. And I just automatically assumed they would go. And I thought you were with, who was the guy? Oops. You were with, I felt like you just had your group of people too that you were okay with.
The people that I got in a group with, I didn't know any of them except for Luke.
But weren't you and Luke close or no?
Oh, we were like decently close, but like not like, he wasn't one of my top people.
Well, I apologize.
No, it's okay. And you had no idea.
I didn't know.
Also, I will say, like, the separation in the city. One thing that I noticed is I stayed up more night times while you stayed up more day times. So I think we just had different schedules. I never meant to like separate myself, so I apologize if I was like, but
you're right, because I'm telling you, I never really saw you that much.
Yeah, and now that I'm thinking about it, back on it, I kind of see that. And like, while I think the few conversations we did have, we had a good conversations. I do see that it kind of like separated a bit.
And the one time that you asked me in front of everybody,
I felt so bad afterwards.
That was the thing that I was like, this is really awkward, and I didn't know what to say, and I was surprised that you asked me that in front of other people.
For context, I don't think this is going to be on TV or on the show. One time we were eating lunch. I went to a table, and I think it was just Jordan and Hannah that were at that table, but still, it was two, and I for some reason, I was like, Sue, I just want to say, I think you're my #1 choice. Like, I trust you the most. And I don't know why I even did that in front of other people, because that's also not the smartest thing to do gameplay-wise on my end.
Right.
Oh, well. But I now looking back at that, you're kind of just like, yeah.
and 100%, you still could always trust me.
Yeah.
And that's what, like, I sort of wanted to say is you'll always be able to trust me. I got you.
Yeah.
But but at that point, like, with Hannah being there, and Hannah was one of my #1 girls.
It was kind of more difficult,
Yeah,
that puts you in a tough situation.
Yeah, Luke, I didn't care. Not that I didn't care, but like, he wasn't one of my people.
Yeah.
But like, once I got this bond with the girls, and we were living together, we were eating together, we were doing yoga together, we were going for walks together, like that. Like, we created such a tight bond that I would have never betrayed them. I would have never betrayed you. And there's a couple, Jordan, there were a few guys and few people that in my heart of heart, I wanted to keep moving forward with all of them. And I just, once I got with Emily and I saw you, I know my heart sunk, and I knew you were hurt. And I didn't know, I knew I had to speak to you, because I didn't want us to be this way at all. And it was in my heart devastating.
And there was an interview that they did with me afterwards, which I don't know whether...
tell us about this interview.
No, in an interview, again, like, that was like right as the moment happened. So I did feel like a little bit hurt. But again, like, thinking about it afterwards, they ask you like right away, so you don't even have time to process your feelings. So you just kind of talk about what you feel in that moment. And in that moment, I was a little bit hurt. I kind of was just like, oh, I feel like Sue was avoiding eye contact with me. I was kind of dramatic. I apologize, but
I can't wait to see it.
But one thing that I don't know whether they're actually going to include, because I feel it will reduce the amount of drama. Are you going to like think again about your relationship with Sue? Like, do you feel like you're going to go against her now? And I was just like, no, because like at the end of the day, like I said, we were in a very pressured situation, and I knew that you didn't mean it with like malintent to purposely try. I knew that from the, so even though while I was kind of like disappointed, I knew that it wasn't anything malintent bad. And I think one thing that I don't think is going to be on camera is that we talked about it the next day. We hugged it out.
Yes. And I was devastated. I knew you were upset, and that's the one thing, is that I cared about you enough to be like, I need to talk to him. And it was hard for me to talk to you, especially knowing that I hurt you, maybe have hurt you.
And now, like in retrospect, like you really didn't. You just did what you had to do at that time.
Yeah.
And I think I overreacted a bit. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
But I appreciate that you at least like
Yeah.
took the time.
I
to
cared.
talk
I
to me
cared. Yeah, I
afterwards.
cared about you. And
because even after we connected afterwards, I reached out to you, and even you were like, "Oh, I didn't really know how to message you because you thought that I was upset at
Yeah.
you."
Yeah.
But there's none of that. Genuinely.
And then, you know, my heart sunk with the bribe.
Yeah.
That was that. And I just, you know, in my brain, I'm like, could I have saved? Is there a way I could have saved him to, you know, and knowing that you felt I betrayed you, let's say, and then knowing now you're out was really hard for me. And knowing what you did with your job, I don't know if you're going to be airing that or not, but knowing, you know, that you took the chance and you walked away from a job for this, and that you gave up so much for this, and I may have had a little part of your being eliminated. It sunk with me, and it was hard for me. I just want you to know it was hard for me.
No, I appreciate that.
Because it's like you didn't deserve it.
No, but you know, yeah, I appreciate at least taking the time to even join for this project.
Yes.
And it's super. Again, we met so many great people. We got to walk New York Fashion Week together. That's already going to be out there by that point. So there's so many experiences that are still worth it.
Yes. And there's probably more to come. Exactly, I see a future.
Exactly. Yeah. And another like hard thing for me that like I had to get out of my system personally is that unfortunately Emily had a situation where she had to leave, and I was like, oh man, I could have been on that team.
I know.
But at the end of the day, like we didn't know that was going to happen. So it's not Sue's fault at all. Again, that was just the chances that things worked out the way they did. And then even in the obstacle course, whenever the other team, when you're competing, basically Jimmy gave the option to raise your hand and you could swap teams.
Yeah.
I even thought about like, oh, that'd be kind of funny if I raised my hand, even though I was already safe, to go back onto your team. And they probably honestly would have gone with it because that would be like a good reality TV.
They would have gone with it if they offered it too. Like you could, it would have been insane.
And that wouldn't have been the smartest move, but honestly, that move probably would have gotten me past.
It could have saved you. Yeah, it would have gotten you past the 5.
Yeah, but you know, I think the hardest thing is to like not dwell on the what could have beens.
It's hard. It's so hard. Yeah. I mean, I think every single person that played this game, probably other than the winner, and maybe the people that got millions, went over and over in their head a million times with what if, regrets. Oh my God, if I could only have done this, if I just made this choice, if I had done this. I don't think there's probably one person that hasn't done that.
100%, yeah.
And so we're all in that same boat, but in the same breath, what we've experienced is iconic. I personally am predicting that this show is going to win the Emmys this year.
Oh, wow,
next year.
Okay, there you go.
I personally think
so that. Calling out first. I actually do think that.
I think that this was the #1 viewed show on Amazon last year when nobody even knew too much about it. And now they know about it. And this is, I mean, MrBeast is just huge and iconic to begin with. This show is going to break records.
I love that. Yeah.
And we're a part of that.
That would be so cool.
Bam.
Yeah, let's do it. And now let's also talk about one of the big moments. Obviously, you being a Survivor alumni, and then the Survivor crossover happening on Beast Games itself. How did that feel? Tell me all about it.
Insane. It was insane. You know, first of all, I never ever thought there would ever be a crossover. Yeah. So when I won the Cannonball, I was the first one to win the Cannonball. I mean, well, they're going to see it anyways, but like winning the Cannonball, knowing I'm going to Fiji, I just remember thinking this is just so weird. Going back to Fiji, like what are we possibly doing in Fiji? Yeah. We get to Fiji, we're treated with such luxury, it was ridiculous. It's time to shoot. We go out there and we're on a boat forever, going and going. Next thing you know, a boat comes up, and I'm thinking this boat is the same boat that we use on Survivor.
Oh,
so it was the same company. Then I kept saying to myself, okay, probably it's the one local company that all of the reality shows use. The driver was one of the same drivers, though. So I didn't want to say anything because I don't want to be that person that's always name dropping. Oh, when I was on Survivor. So like I never said anything. So the people came up to put the mics on us and everything. And then they get us on a boat very similar to Survivor, where we're riding on the boat and, we're looking out in the water and they're filming us go out on the water. And all of a sudden we get closer to the island and we look at the island, and all of a sudden I see Jeff, and I freaked out. I'm like, oh my God, Jeff! Like, none of it made sense to me. I'm like, wait, Jeff, why is Jeff here? Like, it just, none of it made sense. And what's funny is while we were on the private jet going to LA, I remember telling Klitz, this is so cool, we're going to Fiji, because I know for a fact they're filming Survivor 50.
Yeah.
Because I was at Genevieve's house 14 days before she left for Survivor, and then I didn't tell any of them that I was on Beast Games, and I left soon after that. So I knew they were still filming Survivor.
Yeah.
And he just like said, and he walked away. And I'm thinking, oh, he's probably annoyed that I brought up Survivor. I don't want to be name dropping Survivor when I'm on Beast Games.
Sure,
so I try to zip it and not bring it up. And that's why when I saw the boats and I was just like, this is so similar to Survivor, I didn't want to say anything.
Yeah.
So I see Jeff. I couldn't get off the boat fast enough to run and hug him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, Jeff, I ran up, I hugged him, and he's still shocked. And now I see all of his production team, and I'm like, what the hell is going on? And then he announces, it's pretty interesting, Sue, you've been on this island before, blah, blah, blah. And I'm just like shocked. And at that point, I realized we were doing a Survivor challenge.
Yeah.
Going and doing the challenge was so, never in my life did I ever think I would do another Survivor. So the fact that I've gotten the opportunity to do a crossover with Survivor, it's another like part of my journey in my life that I can look back on and be like, oh my God, like how wonderful is my life?
Yeah.
The fact that, I had the opportunity at 60, I'm probably too old to do Survivor again. I don't think they would want me. It's something that, I've been there, done it, bucket list. I'm like very blessed. But the fact that I got the opportunity to do a Survivor challenge again was amazing. And being able to go on the tribal set of season 49 and be there where they filmed all the tribals for season 49, it's something that you can't even describe, the feeling of knowing that you're experiencing what the other people that just filmed experienced.
Yeah.
So I, again, am so blessed. And what Klitz told me, production had told me, once we finished filming, production came up to me and Klitz was like, Sue, you don't know, when we saw that you found the first cannonball, we called Jeff right away. He said his ear, when we were doing the looking for the cannonballs, that I was the first to find it. He said that he couldn't hear a thing because everyone was screaming, oh my God, Sue's going. Oh my God, Sue's going. Right then and there. He said he couldn't hear anything because in his ear, everyone was talking about it. And right then and there, they called Jeff to let him know, I'm coming to Survivor.
That's amazing.
So that was really special to know that was even behind the scenes going on that I didn't even know about. And then what they also told me was that they had to change a lot of the production people, that like the media, the people that come up and did our microphones. I know Sarah, I know all of the girls, and they had to not let them come mic us because they were like, for sure you would have put two and two together. So they had to hide production, they had to hide all of the media people because they were so afraid I would figure it out.
Wow.
Which is pretty cool. That's they had to change a lot of their whole
just to avoid spoilers.
All because of little old me.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it's really cool.
I'm so glad you got to have that experience and kind of combine now both of your shows together into one.
It's insane. It's insane. So cool. And I can't, and I have a feeling there's going to be more of stuff like this. So
that's exciting.
I like that we are like, I know season 1 of Beast Games, was iconic, but I really feel they got their stuff together for season 2.
They found their footing.
They found their footing. They are flying high. This season is going to be insane, and just the crossovers and everything else this is just the beginning for this show. Yeah, and I'm so blessed that we are both blessed to be a part 100%. Of it.
Yeah. And now to conclude the episode, we're going to do a little rapid fire section. So are you ready?
I'm ready. Let's
do it. What is your favorite reality show outside of Survivor and Beast Games?
Okay, I would love to be on Traitors.
Traitors. Okay, nice. What is the biggest difference between reality TV Sue and IRL Sue?
There's not that much difference between us. I'm literally the same person. And as you see, when you see me on TV, this is who I am. So I really don't change much other than I get a little more ballsy.
Sure.
But you know, this what you see is what you get on both.
I love that. Yeah, and I can attest to that, both
Thank you.
knowing her outside and in. So, most underrated item you like to bring on shows with you?
Well, Survivor, I wasn't allowed to bring anything, but
Sure.
I brought my sleeping eye mask. Thank God I did,
It's amazing.
because you know those dorms, the light, everything was opening and lights were coming in, and if I did not have that, I would have really struggled.
And our sleeping masks that they were provided to us were so thin, and you were like, "Yes, I have my temper meter."
Yes, oh, that's you remember
Oh
that?
yeah.
Yeah,
I was like, I wish.
Unfortunately, it got lost in the shuffle when I was leaving,
Oh,
and
no.
I never got it back. I
Dang.
ordered more, of
Yeah.
course, but I had the Tempur-Pedic that had the cushions around the eyes.
Did I tell? Actually, I don't think I told you. I actually bought an eye mask for my road trip so I could sleep in the car. Because after
a Tempur-Pedic one?
Yeah. Because
Oh,
now
nice.
I'm like, oh, this is actually so nice.
It's so nice.
So
right?
that and just getting to know that about you, that actually helped me so much.
Oh, good.
And it's so nice.
Good.
I could
Yeah.
actually get real sleep.
It's amazing.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
really good.
Oh, what is the favorite flight you've taken as a pilot?
So to be honest with you, my local flights down to Manhattan around, you know, the corridor, it's called the Hudson Ridge River Corridor, going around the Statue of Liberty. That's spectacular, but I like to do it closer to dusk where you get to see all the lights as well.
Sure, yeah.
And then the sunset coming home.
Oh, that'd be
That is
beautiful.
by far my favorite flight.
I love that. And then when Beast Games is all said and done, how do you want to be remembered?
I want to be remembered as the older woman who's spunky, loving, caring, and just ready for more competition.
And honestly, that's the best way to describe you. I agree with that. So
Thank you.
And that's all we have for Behind the Beast. Thank you again for joining me.
Thank you
It's
for
a great to
having
catch
me.
up.
I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see how this works out and for your future too. I think you got a big future ahead of you.
I appreciate you, Sue.
Love
Thank
you
you.
too. Bye.
Thank you for joining for another episode of Behind the Beast. Now, I do want to be very respectful of the disability communities we talk about in these videos, so 100% of the profits of this video is going to be going to Breakthrough T1D, which is a cause that Sue supports. Now, also throughout the entirety of Behind the Beast, we're going to be doing a fundraiser for Major Connections. Major Connections is a foundation created by one of the other contestants on the show, and its purpose is to provide resources as well as a sense of community for those with disabilities, both kids and adults, in rural communities. To learn more about the foundation, check out the link in the description. If you're in the financial position to do so, please donate to the cause, and if you can't, that's totally okay. Please share with your friends and family. But until then, thank you for joining, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.